Look at their throws there. You can see the quality has come back a bit. The open wool handlers were just a notch up. But Edna Smith there on table number 2, just looking along the tables, she's probably the one. But then again, she had a fleece that was almost a cot, mate.
Wasn't quite a cot.
Looks like a cot to me.
No, that's just been well handled, and all of those throws, you know, for the senior grade, pretty outstanding. And I just want to shout out to Minister of Māori Development, Tūrero Flavel, and to Michelle Hippolyte for continuing to support Golden Shears at this level. This is about whānau, this is about mahi, this is about mātauranga. So, yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, Te Pone Kōkiri.
Kia ora. Oh, well, we're back to it. This is Edna Smith from Ruatoria, and I would suspect that her first language is Te Reo Māori, and she's going on to the back. Back to the tepu she goes, and she's just working away the wool there, Mavis. Let's give her some values. She's got the fleece wool on the table. That's probably worth about $4 on a good day. The wool she was taking off, how much would that be worth? $1.50, $2? We call that the first pieces.
Yes, yes. So the oddments, I guess, an average, yeah, you'd probably half the price from the fleece. So it is an important role economically to do this work and to do it well.
Adding value to the wool clip, the domestic wool clip, and let's see how she goes. She's got another beautiful fleece. It's going to land nicely. Let's see how she goes. This picks it up. Oh man, she's aggressive. Holy smoke, that's a beauty. That's a better fleece thrown than the open class there. She's just cracked it, hasn't she?
She has. It was a good fleece to throw though. If you look at some of the others, there's a lot, you can see a lot more tips, which means it probably isn't holding together as well. But when you get those fleeces, you've got to take every opportunity, and she's certainly done that.
Look at these girls, they're just making decisions on their feet. They're working away, they're just the eye, the vision that's required to just look at what's required to take out, because they know if they leave something in, it could be the meaning of being in or getting knocked down. So that's why they've really got to go at Ebony Turipa, a girl from Gore. Well, the mighty Waiponamu's in the house. There she is. I haven't seen this girl before. And down there she is, Turipa. Yeah,
so she's certainly been present in the South Island competitions. That the South Island know her better than we do up north, but she has certainly stamped her mark down there as well. And you can just see how she went back to that shearer.
She should have carried on rolling, shouldn't she? She left the fleece. See how it just fell apart?
Yeah, there's no penalty for that. But the thing is, the shearer was shearing the last cheek of that sheep. Now, that piece of wool in particular holds a lot of medullated fibre, which has a negative effect on the dyeing capability. So, you know, she sacrificed that fleece roll to make sure that that fleece wasn't contaminated. Good call, Ebony.
Right, down there on table number 4 is Marika Braddock from Ekatahuna. Here she goes. She's the top senior ranked wool handler in the North Island, and could possibly be almost in the North Island. Maybe she's only 15 years old.
Yes, she comes from a great family. Kia ora to the Powers and Tiko Papauma from where Marika hails. She's got older sisters who are just masterful at this game, at wool handling. So she's had awesome teachers with grandmothers and sisters along the way.
Well, they don't have a lot of time. I think they've only got 1 minute and 20 seconds now, so they've just upped the time. Bearing in mind these are seniors, but Marika is probably the first one. Oh, the girl on table number 1, Tiffany. She's got the broom in hand, but look at Marika down the end, Mavis. She's got the broom in hand underneath the tables. These other ones go. Edna Smith is just working flat tack. Who's it going to be? Marika's down on the table. I believe this lady on table number 2's got the game in hand. There she goes. Look at her. Bang. Her hands are up.
Yep, and that's what experience can do. Come on, Marika, hurry up. Stop mucking around.
Starting to fluff around now, girl. Oh, jeez, she's in 6 or 7, but she puts her hand up.
Yep, and there goes Ebony, there goes Tip.
Can you feel the tempo's lifted?
Yes, certainly.
The tempo's lifted.
Yeah, And the thing is though, and this is the difference between senior and open. The open are a lot more organised all the way through, and there's just less frenetic action with the open. Just calm, get it done. Where our seniors are still trying to put all that together, and they're just honing it. It's just full on. Well done, well done.
I believe Edna Smith is probably just on the edge of being in the wrong class. She looked really, really strong and good.
Yeah, no, she's where she needs to be. But there's a number of them in there that I would assume will be there last season. They should take the plunge next year unless they, through their winnings, are forced up. But a really good competitor is always looking for the challenge. So I would think that they'd do it voluntarily, maybe.
Well, I think some people stay in the wrong class too long. What do we call them? We call them burglars, Mavis. And look, we can be honest here, and that's the way we call it. We get into trouble, but that's okay. But we're calling it how it is. Noise Productions is here. The photography that's going at is absolutely fantastic. Jamie McLean from Taihape, Ash Boyce from Danavik, Sam Tipinau, another Pahiatua, and Angela Stevens. I think she won the Golden Shears Junior last year.
I can't recall, but all I do know is that her husband won the triathlon last night, Ricky Stevens. So here they are, the Kirkpatrick Stevens family in fine form.
They are. Well, we got to go back and just have a look who won it. Oh, no, it was Naya Kerekere, the winner in 2016. So, folks, welcome back. If you've only just tuned into the Golden Shears for the year 2017, on behalf of Mr. Philip Morrison and his team of volunteers, we welcome you into the viewing worldwide, and we believe we've got people from all around the world tuned in. We thank Noise Productions for bringing the beautiful photography and graphics to the screen. We can see we've got stats going all the way through, Mavis.
Yeah.
This is the second semi-finals of the Te Puni Kōkiri Senior Elimination semi-finals. So we're away again. Another strong lineup.
Definitely a strong lineup. So again, just look at first of all how these competitors start. Look how organised their workplace is, how clean it is. They're judged before they even start by ensuring that they do have a clean workplace.
So before the guys say go, if there's a bit of wool lying on the floor, will they be penalised on that?
They will.
But they didn't leave it there. The other person left it there.
Well, it's about ensuring that your workplace is work ready.
Contamination.
Yep. So let's talk about Jamie. Jamie McLean from Taihape. Again, another young wool handler who's been around, who has kind of been tipping the scales in this grade for most of the season, if I recall right. I just want to also note the shearers. So these shearers are doing this obviously not being judged, and it's about, for them, being consistent and shearing to pattern, which ensures that everyone gets a fair crack. So well done, guys, doing a good job.
The volunteers, like everybody, and there she goes with her first fleece, the Taihape lass, Jamie McLean.
She did a good job on that.
I reckon she fluffed it a bit. There's that bit hanging in the middle there should have been better than that, because look at Ash Boyce on table 2, far better.
Yes.
I think, hey Mavis, throwing this in there, men or women, who's the better wool handler?
Oh, don't you pull me into that kind of a discussion, Mr. Mullins. You know the answer. But let's look at Ash. So Ash Boyce, good Danny boy. Again, he's very adept in the wool shed, whether it's wool handling or wool pressing. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it, and there's very little you have to say to Ash. These are the perfect kind of staff members you want. But look, he's really doing his work here, getting around there. We saw his fleece throw the last time. So far, he's accumulated 8 board points over 2 sheet. That seems to be
He's
a bit
hot.
of an average.
He's
yeah.
hot.
Yep. I'd say he is.
He's hot. And I do know Ash, he's great. Look, he's an accomplished shearer, but he will, if you ask him to do something in the wool shed, he'll do anything. It's the kind of people, we need this in our workplace because we've got, there's a wee bit of an attitude that needs to be just a little bit ironed out at early stages of their career, mate.
Yeah, I guess it's about attitude. Doesn't matter what your workplace is. If you have an attitude of hungry to learn, willing to listen, it's all of that stuff, really.
So the Master Oti Mason has been his mentor, hasn't he?
Yep, he has. Now look, here's Sam Tepune. There's something going on in Pahiatua Ekatuhuna. There's been some great young practitioners come out of there of late, and Sam is no exception. She's done extremely well herself through this season. Quality Award last night. And what we have to remember is that these are only, they're quite young, and she accepted the Quality Award and was almost lost for words, wasn't she?
Well, if you're going to get into this game, you've got to be able to learn to speak, because there will be times, especially in a beautiful big hall like the Masterton War Memorial Hall, where you will be asked to speak. Step up to the mic and step up to the plate and thank the sponsors. Te Puni Kokiri are our sponsors here in the senior event, and there she is, the wee newly married Angela Stevens. Onto the table, she's working back, she's come back to the shearer. There's a little bit of wool around the cheek. How come the top knot of the sheep and the cheek wool on the side of the face is put in different containers, mate?
Well, it's not. The top notch and the cheek are a lot shorter and really just about 90% medullated fibre. So they're kept separate from...
What's medullated fibre?
Yep, that's a good question. So the medullated fibre, a staple of wool is solid. It's protein and it's solid. If you then pulled a bit of the cheek wool out or wool from around the sock, it's hollow like a straw. So that means when you go to dye the wool and you've got some of that medullated fibre in there, it doesn't dye the same. So it's actually a fault.
So we call it medullated. Why didn't we just say it's non-dyeable?
Well, you can say it's non-dyeable.
Flash name like medullated fibre. Look at that throw down here on table number 1.
Yep, great throws. There's some really nice fleeces in here, and these competitors are doing a very good job. Look how Angela's getting herself organised. She's did some mucking around that we didn't actually see, but what you can tell is that she's getting herself organised for that clean-up. So that means as they're finishing this last fleece, they're already thinking ahead. When I get rid of this fleece, where am I going next? What's first? Where's my broom? Have I done the board? There's a lot going on.
Well, we talk a lot about it at the competitions out in the AMP shows, and we call it peripheral vision, Mavis. You've got to be able to look at the wool on, but you want to see where the judge is standing, because you want to be able to get maximum mileage out of being able to pull the wool over the judge's eyes.
Not exactly, but I'd also like to say they've probably got eyes in the back of their head too, a lot of these competitors. Look at number 1 here down. Oh, there she goes, Jamie.
Wonderful tip up. And they had 1 minute and 20 seconds, so for the first 1 minute and 20, they're losing 1 point every 10 seconds. Yes. After the 1 minute and 20, they're getting into dangerous territory. It's 1 point per second. So I would say Jamie is done. I haven't got a stopwatch on it, but look at this. These other guys, look at this Ash voice. He's looking around. Oh, he's a serious dude. And you know who he looks like? He looks like the guy from Prodigy.
Hey, I just want to talk about what Ash did. He obviously had some wool there, and maybe it came from the neck, and maybe it was really heavy VM. He put it underneath one of the baskets just to keep it separate. And when he realised he had a spare basket, he went and went down to get it. Now, you know, when you're working at pace like that, it's really difficult to remember these things. So, you know, really, that's great, Ash. What another great
great heat
event. Yeah, great heat.
And shearing and wool handling is just so different, isn't it? A shearer, he's only working with the animal. The wool handler, at the competitive level has got the fleece to work with. He's got all these grades. He's got the top knot, the cheek wool, the frib, the belly, the first, second, and locks to work with. And then they've got to put them in their various containers.
Not only that, they're also working with the shearer. They are working in tandem with the shearer, and they're also working in tandem with that animal. If that animal kicks and the wool is messed, mucked up, then that's their problem as well. So there's a lot going on with them. There's our preliminary scores. Jamie, she's done well. Ash, it's pretty close really, so it's going to all come back to what's out the back.
I believe it's going to be out the back. That Angela Stevens could be just a bit on the tipping edge. She could be a bit high there, but then again, half the points can come from the back.
Oh, more than half.
More than half?
More than half can come from the back. If you look at some of the earlier result sheets, Koro, you'll see that more than half can come from what happens out the back.
Well, that was the Te Puni Kōkiri, a division of the Minister of Māori, Te Urero Flavel, and Hippolyte. She is the CE.
Michelle absolutely.
Hippolyte.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And it's been recognised that in this industry, 70, I said 90, but I think I could have been a little bit high.
I think you were.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. It gives us something to talk about. But it is recognised that a big majority of the folk that handle the wool handlers are of Māori descent.
Yeah, kia ora.
Now we're going to go on to the junior wool handling. Elanco. Elanco are a animal health specialist, and this is the semi-finals as well.